everyone, welcome to another episode of Woman Empowerment Series with me, Farisha. And today we have a special guest with us. It's Alya. Hi, Alya.
Hi, Farisha. How are you?
I'm good, Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Although these 3 months had been so hectic for each of us in Malaysia, especially. So I hope everyone are keeping well, and to all audience over there, whether in government or corporate sector, I hope you are in the ping of health and stay healthy with your family and your loved ones.
Okay, and first and foremost, I would like to introduce Woman Empowerment Series. It's a series where I showcase amazing ladies in Malaysia. Okay, so Alya, can you tell us more about yourself?
So basically, as a starting, if I can describe myself in a very short words, I always stick with these 3 words, which is positive, strong, and independent. And also the things that I really love about this, because it really close to myself, where I started basically about myself on the as a hospitality graduates.
Mm-hmm,
So, but then I grew myself. I found my passion in the marketing and communication, and
mm-hmm,
I believe that it is important for us to set a career goal.
mm-hmm,
And if you're asking me about one of the things that I love, especially in my career,
mm-hmm.
when I'm finally able to achieve to work in both corporate and government sector, because I find it's very rare, especially for young people. And for me to work in the government is not just starting level. I'm working at the minister office. That's why I'm proud of, because represent a young women, especially to be at the decision maker level. So I feel that's part of the first I achieve my career goal. Second, I have a mixture experience of corporate and government sector. Third,
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to voice out some of the, not an issue, but something that make young people worried at this time. Yeah, that's was something that I'm really proud of till today.
Okay. What does woman empowerment means to you?
So back into 3 words again. So first is independent, knowledgeable. Third is attitude. Because why I think independence is very important is because women nowadays, especially young women, they need to taken care themselves first. Like my dad always said to me, adik kalau nak buat apa-apa, better buat sendiri, because you need to rely on yourself no matter what happen. Even shadow can leave you when there's no sunlight after that. And the second one is knowledgeable, meaning to say that no matter what you do, no matter what happen, you must always have knowledge in whatever you plan for. Doesn't mean that, oh, I'm studying in this thing, I need to be in this thing. We often heard that we must be expert in one area, no need to be kind of jack of all trades. But things have changed. You need to be expert in many things. It's never wrong to know other area as well. And the third one is attitude. Why I say is attitude? Because for young people, they feel like it's okay to say just like this. It's okay to speak like this. It's okay to act that way. But they need to know that although we just like sebaya or maybe around our age, it's very important to speak politely. I'm very grateful when I achieve my career goal. I also learned something from Mr. Sofian, one of the head of protocol in Istana Negara, when he taught us about being polite and protocol among us. Although it's just like casual like this, because sometimes we never know, even in the office sometimes, we
Mm-hmm.
tend to hurt only by our words, because things that doesn't matter to us actually matters to other people.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Tuan Sofian Abdul Rahman, right? Yeah, the
Yeah.
protocol Istana. Yeah, pegawai protokol Istana Negara. Okay, he is one of my mentor in MC.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yes, and I attended his workshop back 2 years ago in Bangi. So
Mm-hmm.
he organizes an MC and protocol workshop. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that is really important because we need that protocol, we need the manners, we need the adab. And you're right, and I agree with you. Oh wow, that's your cat.
So I mean that's how we in the during this MCO, and I believe we not really lifted the MCO, and that's how we
Mhm,
try to cope working from home, and it's
mhm.
glad to have a cat as part of the therapy as well. Yeah.
Okay, and moving on to the next question. who are your inspirational woman idol that you look up to in Malaysia and also internationally?
Okay, if I can start with international, that would be great. Okay, I'm pretty sure that most of us knows about Oprah. One of the things that I love about Oprah is she started just like all of us. Because I can see that many people, especially young women nowadays, they know many public figures because they are famous. They're famous because of maybe they have some kind of achievement. The second, maybe they came from a wealthy family. And third, maybe they holding some higher position in the organization. So that maybe become a benchmark or maybe a stepping stone for them, for many people out there, especially public to knows them. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing I love about Oprah, I read one of her book, what I know for sure, in communication, especially for communication people, we love about storytelling. You see
Yes.
how successful organization doing storytelling like Disney and Oprah. Usually when she talk to the people, whether lively or in her book, it's
Mm-hmm.
like she talking to the readers, talking
Right.
although she doesn't know who it is. She shared her experience like you reading like a book that make you feel sleepy. No, it's not. So that's the reason that I feel that she one of the figure that I love. Second, if you asking me internationally, it can be second it will be Margaret Thatcher because I've been involved in the politics before. So that's maybe I try to figure
Really?
out somewhere, yeah, somewhere beyond our common area in the Asia, especially because I think many years ago it's very common to see Margaret Thatcher, Hillary Clinton, but nowadays it's quite rare, especially in the politics. Maybe because there are in terms of safety, especially. But then if you're asking me about local, to be honest, there's nobody. But I look into anybody among each of us in our environment that that I feel there's some touching story or maybe something from their experience or situation that make they look wow. They can also become my women idol as well. For example, you see from our young Ahmad Berbahagia Prime Minister, she just used local people as example. It's easily for people to absorb in their mind. And perhaps if I can see if anybody like my neighbors or maybe my friend in the office or maybe anybody from my circle that I feel they have good um, experience situation or maybe something they having before that can become inspirational for me and other people as well, that can be good.
Wow, okay. And I must say that we are both, like we have the same idol. So I idolize Oprah as well. And she's like, wow, wow, wow. When I look at her, like Oprah, standing ovation. Like wow. So I really admire Oprah because she has went through so much in her life. She has went through a lot of adversity. She went through a lot of challenges in her life to get to where she is today. And I really admire that because it's like it takes courage, it takes determination, passion to get to where you want to be. And the road is not easy. Yeah. So it's not like taking an elevator to success. You have to take the stairs to success. And for me, I idolize like a mentor, an idol like that. So when you look at them, you're like, wow, wow, I want to be like her someday. And you kind of like, envision it in your mind and then have this visualization whereby, wow, you want to be a public speaker just like her, and she speaks so well. And when she speaks in front of an audience of 2,000 people in a graduation ceremony or in an event, yeah, in America, and you can see people just like stand up and give her a standing ovation. That's women empowerment. Okay, and now moving on to the next question. What would be your advice for the young girls, young ladies out there?
Three again. First is to be firm. Second is to be knowledgeable. And third is to be strong. Because why I mentioned, especially to the young women, they need to be firm because nowadays they a lot of interaction, whether from family, whether from friends, colleague, or works. Because at the end of the day, they are the one who need to make a decision for themselves. And second one, why they need to be knowledgeable? Because with the knowledge they have, it will help them to make a decision. Because and also for the third one is to be strong because they need to be responsible for every decision that they take. So it's important is actually when they're able to train themselves from young, they're able to like defend themselves from anything that comes. Must be started at least from their high school, and after 21 they can make a decision about their career, what are the course they wanted to study, and maybe where they want to go after that. We can see so many things like, oh, belajar course ni, lepas tu kerja benda lain. And maybe second, oh, belajar ni, lepas tu kerja lain. You see, so do we need to blame on the parent? Do we need to blame on the government, corporate? So everything at the end of the day is back to ourselves. So perhaps, yeah, from home, perhaps from that person as well.
Okay, and moving on to the next question. This is our last question for today. Due to COVID-19, a lot of people are depressed and sad, and some of them are experiencing anxiety. People don't know the direction, what's going to happen next, what's going to happen end of the year. So what would be your advice to people out there on how do they want to stay positive? How do they want to develop a positive mindset? How do they want to move on from these challenges and also get back up? And especially now, it's really hard for fresh graduates to get a job, and also unemployment are on the rise. A lot of people have been laid off from work, retrenchment, companies are downsizing. It's hard for everybody because COVID-19 is not just happening in Malaysia, but everywhere around the world. So the world is it's affecting everyone worldwide. So what would be your advice for people out there who have experienced this, and what can they do to bounce back, and to come back up stronger and to move forward?
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Fasha, because I see that as a question that everyone's are waiting for at this moment, because we can see that experienced people saying this, young people saying this, but we might see this as many people we come up with the same thing to stay positive, I think. But for me, first and foremost is to open our mind or
Yeah,
open your mind, because COVID-19 is actually show us many things. At
yeah.
the first place, we can see the one that working so hard that showed that become the defender or like the protector of the country is mostly on the frontliners.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, I think I still remember about 10 years ago, we always see someone that working in the office, in the aircon, having higher position is something that proud of. For Malay
Yeah.
family especially, oh, anak dia ni kerja ni. We feel that something to proud of. But nowadays, we see that just working as a cashier is something that we can proud of. Especially on the Grab food, Rider, Food Panda. Do you think we can survive without them? I doubt so. And we can see, and over here when things years by years changes, we can see that graduate nowadays, this is what I saw working in a graduate employability company. Graduates also change. They're not just maybe some of them still wanted to working in GLC MNC, but
Mm-hmm.
there are some of them who have a very good pointer and a very good academic result. They just wanted to work in just maybe like startup in a company that just opened, or maybe as a freelance, or some of them don't
Mm-hmm.
even care to work as a Grab or Food Panda, because they know from that. I really love Maslow hierarchy theory. There are five level on that.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfaction is not on just financial. Maybe because many years ago, maybe it's true. Having a strong financial is very important, but
Mm-hmm.
there are other things like love, satisfaction, being listened, giving power. So that's what graduate nowadays they want. They learn very hard, belajar susah-susah, get good result and stress, and they want someone to listen to them, and the freedom of time. And the
Mm-hmm.
second one is first open your mind. Second one is stay close to your loved one, because this thing is unpredictable. We saw that many people, some of them like, oh, I want to study overseas, I want to but at the end of the day, we need to remember we need some time in order to travel back and to be close to our loved one. And at the end of the day, no matter what happened to us, only the close one will save us. So and then the third one, I can say this is the final one because I keep saying three tips because it's easier for people to remember the odd numbers. And the final one is, no matter what happened, no matter what religion you are, back to the Almighty. Because I can see that this is my experience. People
Mm.
sometimes can see this as an old school thing, but remember, in our life, religion comes first before everything. We can be such a
Yes.
modern thing. We can speak this, we can say that, we can live whatever we want, but things that forbidden in a religion just don't. Okay? Because we need to remember only two: protect ourselves and protect our families. Because at the end of the day, back to the point number two, the loved one will stay. So I hope that will help everyone, regardless your experience, your age, in LinkedIn, young people, and stay together and help each other. May the best thing comes to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Alia, for sharing your insight, your wisdom, and also
Thank you,
your opinion
Farisha.
and tips. Okay, and do you have any advice out there that you would like to share with fresh graduate job applicants, especially?
Okay, that would be great. Okay. Before that, I still love to share my experience because I wanted them to know that they are not alone. They can just visit any website, listen from the expert, attend any workshop, but most of it is the same tips. Just would like to share with them that why I really passionate to help graduates to get a job, because I'm also lost job before on 2018 and years before. So that's where I feel it's really weird when you lose job, but then you help people to get a job. But perhaps that's how miracles coming in. Okay, first and foremost, it's like many days before, need to do extra mile, although it's digital. If I can share these tips to them, not only to apply digitally, but also to approach politely, like I mentioned on the question before, with attitude, with class, meaning to say, okay. And second, to the graduate as well, open your mind. It's just like the question on number 5 just now. Open your mind is not just on the current condition, but open your mind beyond the academic that you learn. Okay? And the third one, no matter how good your academic result is, you never been wrong to go to the field that maybe to the position that maybe below than you, or maybe a bit apart on you. Maybe that company is willing to give you something higher, although you are graduate. There is no such thing that, oh, I'm just graduate, I cannot start this, because there is different requirement from each company. Because I see many organizations in our country right now, they're quite flexible, and I think that will be helpful for everyone and each of us, as including the experience hire as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Alia. Thank you for sharing. And how do people want to connect with you? How can people stay in touch with you by social media? Maybe you can share your social media platform, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn. How can people be connected with you?
Okay, great, amazing. So to any of you guys over here, regardless in any platform, feel free to visit my LinkedIn or connect with me. You may introduce yourself as well. Just type Alya Ahmad Jais, ALYAAHMADJAIS. I would love to connect to each of you, and you feel free to ask me anything. And perhaps you can visit my Instagram, alia.ahmad.jais as well. However, you can see a different contents over there, which is linking more to the employability. On the Instagram, I would love to share anything about youth development in any area, especially. So thank you so much. Thank you, Farisha. And hopefully everyone stay in the ping of health. And I believe this thing will be passed very soon, inshallah.
Okay, and last but not least, would you like to share a bit about Graduan website? How can youth and also fresh graduates and job seekers out there would like to, explore Graduan platform?
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So to all graduates over there who have been supporting Graduan, we've been in the industry for the past 26 years, helping graduates Malaysian and the one in UK, Australia, and also other countries as well. feel free to visit Graduan at www.graduan.com, or you may download the apps from Play Store and also App Store, and you can having some information on the employer branding, what you need to know about the companies, and especially on what they can help you to achieve your career dream, and also importantly to having a long-term future with them as well. And with this thing, I hope it will able to help you not only as a graduate, maybe after 5, 6, or 7 years, or maybe after that, when you become experienced talent, that will also helps you, your junior, or maybe anybody in your family members that just graduated for a long term, and that would be helpful for you as well,
Okay,
inshallah.
fantastic, fantastic. Okay, thank you so much, Alia. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being with us on Women
Thank you,
Empowerment
Farisha.
Series. Thank you. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.